This is a CJSR podcast.
Volunteer powered.
Listener supported.
Campus and community.
Radio.
Podcast. Radio. And podcast.
Hi everyone, my name is Miriam Shahid and you're listening to That's Food. That's Food is a podcast from CJSR, Edmonton's campus and community radio station, handmade with love by University of Alberta students, telling the backstory to food in Edmonton, one meal at a time. You are tuned to listener-supported community radio. That means we rely on each of you to provide us with the means to keep this radio station going. FunDrive dollars make up 1/3 of CJSR's annual operating budget, and if you support what CJSR brings to the community, then be sure to show it by giving us a call at 780-492-2577 extension 0, or by donating online at www.cjsr.com. This Halloween season, some of the first things that come to mind, aside from costumes and horror-themed home decorations, is the candy. Despite the scary atmosphere, candy makes Halloween one of the most awaited celebrations. Today, That's Food producers will be discussing our favorite candies and what makes these candies special to us. I'll start by briefly sharing my favorite candy, the Hershey's Cookies and Cream. I love the fact that when you bite in it, there's crunchy Oreo bits, and I love Oreos. Now, let's hear from the rest of the team. What's their favorite Halloween candy?
Hi, this is Melania, That's Food host and candy lover. My favorite part of Halloween is not the costumes, not the scary stuff, but the candy. I have an intense sweet tooth, so a holiday celebrating getting and eating free candy is music to my ears. Even thinking back of memories of Halloween, I remember planning months ahead of what it'll be for Halloween, crafting, designing, and buying all the supplies I need for my look. And then when that day comes, waking up really early before school to get ready and maybe do my makeup, and then finally leaving the house to that cool breeze and the parka, of course. And let's not forget about the anticipation after screaming trick or treat of what candy you'll get from each house. The best part for me was at the end of the night, spilling out all my candy on the living room floor and seeing what I got and how much I got of my favorites. Which brings me to the next part of my favorite candy. So my favorite candy is Maynard's. So all of them, Swedish Berries, Sour Patch Kids, Fuzzy Peaches, but I also have a strong love for Kit Kats and any chocolate with caramel. I don't know about you, but I totally forgot Kit Kats existed until I was about 15, and then I went through an intense phase of eating them. Not really healthy, but it's okay. I know a lot of people probably stopped trick-or-treating when they became a teenager, but that didn't stop me and my friends. I mean, maybe my friends could pull off a junior high kid, since they're pretty short, but I'm 5'9", and I've been 5'9" since about grade 8, so I've definitely stood out. I think my bar was set pretty low since one time I overheard a U of A student talking about trick-or-treating on the bus. So I was like, I could keep going till I go into U of A. But don't worry, I stopped by the time I graduated high school. So I guess my favorite Halloween memories are freezing and getting candy from strangers. And I can't wait to go next year. Just kidding. Happy Halloween, everyone, and donate to FunDrive to keep listening to programs and podcasts like this from CJSR.
Hi, my name is Ralph Garcia. I'm a student at the University of Alberta and a producer for That's Food on CJSR. My favorite Halloween candy is, by far, the Reese's Peanut Butter Chocolates. Fun fact, I looked up how to say that, and it is Reese's, not Reese's, so I've been right all this time. When I was a kid, and still out trick-or-treating, at the end of the night, my friends and I would always empty out our bags and then compare our hauls. We also traded with each other so we could get more of our favorite candy. When it came to the Reese's, the only thing I wouldn't trade for them were the full-size chocolate bars and the little bags of chips we would get. They've been my favorite chocolate for as long as I can remember now. and I can explain why they're so good with a little bit of math. Let's say you have one good thing, and what happens if I give you another good thing? You'd have 2 times as many good things. That's basically what they did. Chocolate tastes good, peanut butter tastes good, so if you have them both in one thing, it'll be twice as good, right? It's a winning formula, really. The only fault I can find with Reese's isn't actually with the chocolate itself, but its packaging. They use orange, which is my favorite color, so points to them for that. But they also individually wrap every single chocolate. Even when they have the bags that have lots of the smaller ones in them, it seems like a waste of plastic, but maybe it helps keep them fresh or something. I'm not sure. But it's still not going to stop me from absolutely devouring any Reese's chocolates I come across. And I do mean any kind of Reese's chocolates, because the great thing about them is that they come in a bunch of different sizes and shapes and flavors too. Like I talked about earlier, the smaller kinds where they'd have each little piece and they would each be individually wrapped. And they also have Reese's Pieces, which is kind of like, like a Smartie, but for Reese, which is good, but not as good as the original chocolate, I would say. They have this, I think, a limited variety kind where it's vanilla as well. So vanilla plus chocolate plus peanut butter, which is just really good. Probably one of my favorite ones out there, aside from the original. They have this one called the king size, which is basically just like a double stuffed Oreo, but for Reese's. So it's just a lot of chocolate, and that's just very good. I think that's about as much as I can handle in one piece of Reese's chocolate, but it's just right. And then the list kind of just goes on from there. The weird thing is, though, is that I don't really eat them that much. Or at all, really, unless it's a special occasion like Halloween. That might just be because I've started eating healthier in the past couple years. They are a really good chocolate, but I think the main reason I like them so much comes from the feelings of nostalgia I get when I have them. They're memories from back when I was a kid, when I didn't have to worry about a job, or university, or anything, really.
Hi, my name is Caitlin, and I'm a producer for That's Food. Today, I'm not here necessarily to tell you about my favorite candy. I actually want to talk about something far more important. I am here today in defense of candy corn. Candy corn is a simple, sugary treat that gets a lot of undeserved hate, and I would like to use my platform to change that. So, the quintessential orange, yellow, and white fall-themed candy. What's it made of? Well, sugar, corn syrup, confectioner's glaze, and a small number of other flavorings and additives. Pretty simple, right? Today, the vast majority of candy corn is made by just 2 US-based companies. According to Wikipedia, candy corn has been around since the 1880s, when it was marketed as chicken feed, largely to rural farming populations, which is just something. Wikipedia also has a section on its candy corn page titled Controversy, which states that its taste can be described as quote-unquote somewhat polarizing. I would like to say that, based on my extensive Googling, this is a bit of an understatement. Candy corn has a unique crumbly yet chewy texture. Where else can you get that particular combination of seemingly mutually exclusive sensations? Apparently, there is a similar candy that is pumpkin-shaped, but we all know that pumpkin is just too voluminous. Candy corn is the perfect size and shape to enjoy the chewable, crumbly, ambiguously flavored fall candy. And I'll admit, the honest truth is that it doesn't taste like much. One of the main manufacturers of candy corn says that it is honey flavored, and I found a newspaper ad from 1951 describing it as buttery flavored, whatever that means, and it has a specific texture that is good in moderation. That being said, historically candy corn is pretty important. It was one of the original candies handed out individually wrapped to children on Halloween in the 50s, partly because it was cheap. Yet, when you Google candy corn, the popular related searches are things like, what is the most hated candy? Which leads to an excellent article on eater.com that points out that the level of vitriol aimed at candy corn doesn't really match up with the fact that 35 million pounds, or 9 billion kernels, are produced every year. For something so innocuous, born of an innocent, albeit questionably marketed desire to bring candy to the masses, candy corn inspires a lot of hate. I'm here to say that it doesn't deserve that. It's not fancy. It's not sour dinosaurs, gummy worms, or pop rocks. But that's okay. Candy corn is a candy of the people. It's both cheap and magical in both flavor and texture.
It's helped shape our most beloved of childhood Halloween traditions. So let's give it a little credit for that. Hi, my name is Simran Farwani, and I'm one of the hosts on That's Food. I have a huge sweet tooth. I love to make and devour cookies, muffins, pastries, and cakes, and candy is no exception. So when it comes to Halloween, I'm the most excited person ever. I have a lot of favorite Halloween candy, but I would have to say my all-time favorites are Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and all sour gummies. Peanut butter and chocolate are two amazing things on their own, and when you put them together, you get some serious magic. I'm a firm believer that there's no better flavor combination than this in the world. The way it just melts in your mouth can get you addicted. Did you know that there are also giant versions of these too? There's no way these will survive in my house for more than a few days. Every time I have one, it brings me back to my childhood, where after trick-or-treating, I would trade my friends' other candy for Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. They could have all the Kit Kats, Aeros, or Mars bars they wanted. I just couldn't wait to get my hands on the peanut butter chocolatey goodness. After I stopped trick-or-treating, because I was too old, I would rush to dump out my brother's candy bag to find all of the peanut butter cups and take them before anyone else could get their hands on them. I've made my own homemade version with natural peanut butter and dark chocolate, so you could say it's somewhat healthy. It tastes so incredible that I make these on a regular basis. Alongside peanut butter cups, I'm also a sucker for sour gummies. Sour Patch Kids, Fuzzy Peaches, and Sour Rings will never get old. I have not made my own sour gummies yet, but I can't wait to try my hand at them this Halloween.
You are tuned in to listener-supported community radio. That means we rely on each of you to provide us with the means to keep this radio station going. FunDrive dollars make up 1/3 of CGSR's annual operating budget. If you support what CGSR brings to the community, then show it by giving us a call at 780-492-2577, extension code 0, or donating online at cgsr.com.
Now it's your turn. Can you think of your favorite candy and what you love about it? Okay, so now I'm just going to be asking some questions for the That's Food team. So, are you guys dressing up this Halloween for Halloween this year?
I am still kind of undecided. I wanted to do, so me and my brother were obsessed with Trailer Park Boys. So I don't know if you guys watch that show, but I was gonna do Bubbles, but I still need to get glasses and stuff. Or I don't know. I had maybe plans with my friends to just hang out and watch a movie. So we wanted to do Winx Club. So it's also a possibility, but I don't know right now. Everything's just, no one's planning anything. Just sad.
Yeah, there's nothing going on.
Yeah,
this year.
There's no point.
I haven't decided if I want to wear a costume yet or not. Yeah, things are really up in the air with plans, but for me, more so I want to do Halloween activities, and I guess the costume might just go with it. So I might just throw on a pair of cat or bunny ears that I have at home, or if I'm really lazy, I might go as a very tired university student, and that'll be my costume.
How about you, Miriam?
I don't think I'm dressing up this year, sadly.
Aww.
But
I have this Tigger onesie that's always a classic because it's really warm.
yeah.
It is great. Going on to the second question. What was your guys' most elaborate costume?
I guess I'll get started. One day, when I was really obsessed with Pretty Little Liars, I wanted to dress as A. Was it A the character? I don't even remember. It was a long time ago, and I bought this really cheap coat, this red coat.
Oh no.
But it was nobody could tell who you are, but it was fun to me.
I would have known who you are. I was obsessed with Pretty Little Liars, and I thought it was really scary. But
yeah, especially their Halloween episodes. I thought they were really creepy.
Yeah, there were so many loopholes in the show.
Yeah.
It just went on and on, but it was really you wanted to watch and figure out what was going to happen.
Yeah. Kept you on your feet.
Oh, okay, so for mine, this was the one time in my life I actually did an elaborate costume, and I'm pretty proud of it. In high school, I think this was grade 12, maybe it was three, I think three of my really close friends, we decided to go as zombie nurses. And we bought fake scrubs from Value Village. We put like fake blood all over it. I remember we were in my basement with the scrubs, like splatter painting fake blood and like paint and stuff all over it. And then we had the masks and like the goggles and everything to go with. I can't remember if we were nurses treating zombies, or if we were zombies while being nurses and pretending to treat people. I don't know what our concept was, but we spent like a whole weekend making the costume.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It was really fun.
I think my most elaborate costume was when I was in grade 8 and I was Mad Hatter for Halloween, because I tried to make a hat, like the Mad Hatter hat that's like this, and then it was just very lopsided and huge, but I didn't calculate like my head diameter size, so it was too small, so I had to hold it while I was walking around, and it was really heavy, and it was like cardboard, and then I got like a whole entire fit to look like the Mad Hatter, like from the Alice in Wonderland live. I think that was my inspiration, because I think it came out like a couple of years before that. But yeah, that was my most elaborate. The next question we have is your worst Halloween costume.
Worst Halloween costume. That's pretty hard. I feel like the worst Halloween costume is any costume I didn't put effort in.
Yeah.
I just wore a onesie.
Yeah, well, onesies are cute. You have to buy
Yeah, I
them.
remember when they came out, like, what was it? I can't remember, like, how many years ago, but when they became really popular, there were all these, like, unicorn ones, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, just use that as an excuse to be lazy for your costume.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just put on a pair of cat ears and called it a day.
I think
I
I'm
did
definitely
with the
in like all the animals. Classic.
Mm-hmm.
We can go over the Halloween costumes and kind of rate what we think. This is off of The Strategist, which is from the New York Magazine, I think. Perfect. Okay, so first up we got sourdough starter. I can do this because I have a beige like sweatsuit. I don't think anyone will know what I am though. I just walk around with like a hoodie and sweatpants. Be like, I'm sourdough.
I didn't either.
I have no idea what this is.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. I didn't go over this article, by the way, before I ever saw it. The next costume that we have is LeBron James in the NBA bubble. And it's just like a LeBron James jersey and then a bubble, like those huge inflatable bubbles.
I get it.
Yeah.
I like that one actually. You can like use it for like any sports team member, where it's like NBA or like NHL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the NHL bubble that was in Edmonton. You can use an Oilers jersey, like if you have one.
Mm-hmm.
You have to buy a huge bubble thing.
Or you could just like get some sort of maybe what do you call it, hula hoop, and
Oh yeah,
like, bubble wrap, and like tape big piece of bubble wrap around you, but like hold it up with like somewhere you can place your arms in.
that's a lot of construction. Connell from Normal People. I read this book, but I haven't watched the TV show, so.
It's just a great t-shirt.
Yeah, it's a great t-shirt with a silver chain.
Huh.
Oh, what?
This movie is so popular.
I've seen Tiger King.
The shirt's actually kind of cool, and he's actually wearing it in the show.
I think this is the only costume out of like the ones that we've seen where you can kind of tell who, or maybe I'm biased because I've actually watched the show.
Yeah. I think everyone has seen Tiger King pretty much.
Yeah.
I haven't. Is it sad?
What? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that's why I haven't seen it. I'm scared. Gonna make me cry probably.
Yeah. I didn't cry, but I feel like that. Yeah, I saw it so long ago. I was obsessed with it. Sue guy from the Emmys. I didn't watch the Emmys, so this is not relatable to me.
Yeah, same. We need to catch up on stuff.
I know. Why do I not know this? Orville Peck? Who is this?
I have no idea. Oh, apparently Canadian
Yeah,
musician.
never seen without his outlandish face mask.
Huh.
Never seen this. These are kind of cool, like fringe face masks. I've never seen that. A mail carrier? Oh, because like everyone keeps getting packages. Haha.
Because everyone's like ordering outrageous
Yeah,
amounts of
like on
things from
yeah.
Amazon.
So you just see them. RPG, To Be a Judge, Black Panther.
Also, I just want to make an aside and say companies make so much money off of Halloween costumes. Like, they're ripping people off almost, and people just buy into it and they get it, and they're making so much money off of them.
Yeah, especially because like Halloween costumes are so cheap. Like it's usually just like polyester, like gross material, and then you only wear it for like not even a day,
Exactly.
and then you might reuse it for like another year or not.
Or even if they do use it, it's probably going to be like 2 or 3 years after, because you don't want to go the same thing the year after. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably won't fit you at that time.
Yeah, and they're expensive, like for what that is. Like it's like 2 scraps of fabric or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I only have my onesie, so that I actually bought from the Halloween store, but yeah.
I think I might just invest, get a like Grinch onesie and then just wear it for both Halloween and Christmas.
Or like a Santa Claus, like an elf.
Yeah.
All the programming you hear on CJSR, like That's Food, is produced by volunteer community members. This makes CJSR super unique. It's radio for the community, by the community. Programming that is untouched by marketing groups and demographic surveys. If you believe in what we do, give us a call at 780-492-2577, extension code 0, donate online at cjsr.com, or text CJSR to 41010 to donate $10.
So, how old were you when you finally stopped trick-or-treating?
So I talked about this in my FunDrive little segment. You probably heard it. But I was probably like around 16. I don't really remember exactly when I stopped trick-or-treating. I don't have like a set date, but I think I was like in grade 11 or grade 10.
Yeah, same thing. I think I was in grade 10. Like, you keep dressing up, but you're not trick-or-treating anymore.
Yeah, just sad.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I think for me it was grade 12, which was, I was 17. Yeah, so 1 year older than you, Melania. Although in university, I did ransack my brother's candy bag a lot. So kind of made him do the trick-or-treating and I got all the candy.
Oh, I did that too with my younger sister. I would have all the candy.
Me too.
What has been the scariest Halloween experience?
I went to, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I went to, what's it called? That haunted house that they put on every year. It's like a really scary haunted house. Dedmonton. I went to Dedmonton last year for the first time. It wasn't super scary looking back, but in the moment it was quite scary with the effects where everything, like you have very low visibility, there's smoke machines everywhere, and things are jumping out all the time, and it's in the dark. It made it pretty scary.
That sounds spooky. I went to the Fort Edmonton Park one, dark, which was like, it wasn't really that scary. That I thought it was definitely more scary. Like thought it was gonna be more scary. So then when I went there, I was just like, I don't know, I psyched myself out, and then I was just like, this is not worth it. But it was like, it was okay. I just don't like when people like go and corner you, and you're just like, just get away from me. Like, this is my personal bubble. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I'm not really that adventurous. I get really scared and really creeped out by everything. So I think the scariest one for me was probably, I think the only one I've been to is the one in my high school. And I was really scared by that, even though it was very low production. So yeah, I remember like, I think I hit this guy with like my purse who ended up being like in my class. I saw him after in class and I was like, oh, embarrassing. Because I was too scared.
Yeah. I just remembered when I was in junior high, we had a haunted house also. And when I was in grade 7, I went. I thought it was so scary that I didn't go for 2 years. I literally was like, this is way too scary. Yeah, in a high school gym that was really, really small. The next question is your favorite your favorite Halloween episode, TV show, movie.
I don't really have like a favorite Halloween. I don't really like spooky stuff or scary stuff. When we were talking earlier about Pretty Little Liars, that was probably the most scary, like that was so creepy. I didn't want to like finish watching these Halloween specials. What about you guys?
I love horror movies. You guys are gonna probably think I'm crazy. I love
No,
them
me
so
too.
much. So I have not seen like there's like these two shows like The Haunting of Hill House and Haunting of Bly Manor. I haven't seen Hill House, but I saw Bly Manor. I binge watched it this weekend, and people say it's scary. I don't see how it's scary, but I love horror movies. It's probably what I'm gonna be watching this Halloween as well.
Simran, what's your favorite horror movie?
I'm not a fan of things with dolls. Dolls freak me out, but children are okay. Creepy kids I can handle. Creepy dolls I can't. I'd have to say I don't want to say I liked it because like no one likes horror movies. I'd say like the most like interesting plot I'd say it would be Sinister, and I don't want to ruin it, but I'm just gonna tell you like the premise of what's it about. It's about this family who like moves into a house, and there's like a store that goes along with the house, and apparently if you are the last people to move from that house, things happen to you. So essentially you want to move out in a certain manner, but people don't know about it. And then if you do other things, you just get lost in the whole drama of it all. And it's pretty interesting. And there's a lot of jump scares though, so it's a little freaky.
Yeah.
How about your favorite, Tamara? What's your favorite
Horror movie? There's so many. I don't know. I liked Get Out, but it wasn't that scary. Did you guys see Get Out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, what's it called? I don't know. I forget. Maybe Simran, you know. I think she's deaf, a girl, and she lives in a house somewhere like in the country, alone, and she's like writing a novel, and then someone like comes to her house and like tries to like hunt her. I forget what the name is. It's really good though.
Okay.
That sounds cool, except I would never watch it.
I also love The Shining.
Nice. The next question we have is personal record on how much candy you ate in one sitting.
I'd say my personal record is pretty high, and I'm not ashamed to admit it because I love candy and I have a huge sweet tooth, and I will eat as much candy as you give me to an amount. I had, I think maybe like 10 Reese's Pieces, maybe like a Kit Kat Arrow. I went through a lot of Jolly Ranchers, and then a couple other like just generic candy, and then I went through like another king size chocolate bar of something. This is like one evening.
I can't believe you remembered it.
It was like, I remember because I had a bet with a friend, and we made each other write it down as we were going along, so then we could like not like fake how much you're eating. So it's one of my best friends who I did that with, and I still have it at home because we did it during university when you couldn't go trick-or-treating. So we had this like little bet, like who can eat the most candy, and we made each other write it down so we wouldn't like fake how much we're putting. So that's always ingrained in my head.
Who won?
We tied.
Oh.
We both gave up. We're like, okay, like we don't want to keep eating more to beat the other person. Let's just get to like a set amount that we both have agreed to eat at, and then we'll just end up there.
That's nice. I can't really remember how much I've eaten in one sitting because I don't know, I feel like I just eat, but I don't realize what I'm eating that much, you know? That's kind of the mindset that I'm in. I'm not writing everything down, but I have recently eaten a whole bag of Haribos.
Of what?
Haribos, like the gummies.
Oh.
Those are so good. And I can eat like 2 bags of those in like one day. Maybe not one sitting because that's kind of a lot. But I don't know. I'll update you guys on how much candy I eat after Halloween.
Hi there. Thanks for listening to CJSR. We're in the middle of our fundraiser, FunDrive, right now. If you want to help keep this radio station independent, you can donate online at cjsr.com/donate or call 780-492-2577 extension 0. We have new special prizes every day.
Thanks for listening to the special That's Food FunDrive segment. If you want to hear more of That's Food, you can check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and on our website, that'sfood.transistor.fm. You can contact us at that'sfood@cjsr.com. We are That's Food on Facebook and on Instagram. That's Food is produced at CJSR in Edmonton on Treaty 6 territory. But is it food? That's food.